Well, hello there, Scorpio. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your May 2024 General Tarot reading. So let's get into it and see what is on the horizon for you. Watching clouds, lie back, rest and relax. I love that. And Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Okay, so interesting because this one is take a break, and this one is get ready. There's a lot of action coming forward, right? Think on your feet. That means people and situations, things are coming in quickly, and you have to kind of like make quick decisions. So the energy that I'm getting here is a little bit like you may have felt like life was going slow, right? And if you feel kind of like overwhelmed at the time or something, you may want to go ahead and take a little bit of a vacation, take a little bit of a break to clear your head, okay? So this is the energy where if you are feeling a little bit anxious or up in your head, over analyzing things, take a break from it, because one of the things is it'll help you to clear your head so you can get ready to make some very fast, quick decisions. Okay. Now I'm going to say, this it seems, I'm not saying that it's not in your career sector yet, because I don't know, but this is a little bit of an energy where there could be either negotiating, or there could be a lot of people like trying to coordinate some type of event or something like that. Yeah, you're going to be very successful, but I feel like there's a lot of moving parts. That's the energy. There's a lot of moving parts in this situation. So I feel like part of it is allowing yourself to take a little bit of time to kind of like really figure out what is it that you want out of a certain situation, because it's kind of like, wow, this is just beautiful. Yeah, you have the Three of Cups. People, I feel like once again, it's kind of like, for some of you, it could be that you're getting married, and or somebody in your life is getting married, and all of the different things that you have to coordinate for a wedding. It's that type of energy of understanding that there's a lot of moving parts, but there's a lot of people. And wow, this is just gorgeous. This is just beautiful, Scorpio. I'd love to know what's going on. I feel like you are a little bit anxious, because there's something here that you have to kind of like say no to in order for something big, and it's big, something big to come in. So it's kind of like, that's the hard part. That could be the hard part, is that you have to say, I feel like this is a conversation you may have to have with somebody, and letting them know, right? Okay, this is the way, this is the way this is going, because you have this group of people, but there could be somebody in the group, almost like an energy of somebody in the group, or somebody that wants to come to the event or something like that. And you're just kind of like, oh my goodness, like they're going to it's almost like the energy where they're going to want to mess it up. Yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, underneath you have man holding a heart, you have the thinking woman, and then you have the heart chakra and the yin and yang. I think for some of you, could be even a twin flame reading, okay? And I don't normally go there, but there's this energy where there's somebody on your path, okay? And once again, it's almost like a wedding or some type of big event that you're kind of like trying to coordinate. We're coming up to graduation season here in the United States. It could be something like that where you're trying to coordinate something. And especially, I feel like there's either a special someone that you want to come, okay? Or there's a special someone that you don't want to come. And that is this part. This is the energy of, oh my goodness, having to think. So it's kind of like, I think that that's why you're getting this energy, the watching clouds, right? It was kind of like, okay, I'm going to lay back here and I'm going to really ask myself, what is it I want in this situation? And then it is about having a conversation with either a someone or a group of someones. Because here's the thing. Yeah, this is the angel of strength, the vast universe, the Fool card. I feel like for some of you, you are really wanting a fresh start in something, but to have a fresh start, it's like, this is more the energy of clear the air, right? Like you have to have a conversation with somebody and kind of set the tone of what it is that you want out of them or what you're expecting. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like, when you have like a holiday event or something and then Uncle Fred, always comes and then he drinks too much and then he starts telling his dirty jokes or whatever. And it's kind of like, okay, Uncle Fred, we're having this nice event and you can come, but you can only come, right? Because it's kind of like, we love you, but it's almost this energy of, it puts everybody else on edge. Yeah. It's about deciding where you want to put your time and energy into a long-term committed either relationship, right? Or business. I think you're going in a new direction. I think you really and truly want to go in a new direction. But it means that you have to change something in your life or change a certain person that is in your life, right? So it could be, it's kind of interesting. I had a personal reading the other day and she wasn't a Scorpio, but it was that energy where she had a relative, she has a nice business and she had a relative that was working right for her and it wasn't working out. It's a little bit like that energy of understanding, okay, wait a minute. I have something successful that I'm trying to build here, right? I have success. I'm making money, but you're hindering the progress, right? And I need you to step up. There's something here about, I need you to step up. Yeah. Or you're going in a new direction. So let's see what your obstacle is. Yeah, you're wanting to heal this sense of community. I feel like you want Uncle Fred. This is the energy. We're going back to Uncle Fred. I think you want Uncle Fred to come to Thanksgiving or the holiday event, graduation, whatever, the wedding, whatever it is, right? You want Uncle Fred to come, but you also want Uncle Fred to step up to the plate. And there's a little bit of this energy of Uncle Fred. I really want you here, but it's kind of like a difficult conversation. It's kind of like maybe Uncle Fred, I don't know. Maybe Uncle Fred really hurt somebody, somebody's feelings at the last family event. It's kind of like, okay, Uncle Fred, you first have to call that person and you have to apologize. Because this is ridiculous. It's kind of like, I feel like you want this family event to go well, but there's perhaps people in the mix that aren't getting along or something like that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's causing you anxiety. It is causing you anxiety. But you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups can be somebody that drinks too much. The King of Cups can be somebody that drinks too much. So it could be your Uncle Fred. And it's kind of like you have the Tower here, right? It's kind of like knowing, okay, I have to deal with Uncle Fred. Uncle Fred. Okay, Uncle Fred could be actually calling you up and saying, hey, what time should I show up for Thanksgiving or the graduation party or whatever? And you're kind of like, oh my goodness. Okay, I have to have this conversation, right? It's very much that energy. Because I think that you do want Uncle Fred. There is this energy. I want Uncle Fred at the party. There is this energy. I want this to be a nice family event, whatever this is. I want it to work out, but Uncle Fred has to clean up his act. And it's kind of like having that conversation with Uncle Fred. Yeah, I think Uncle Fred needs to apologize. I don't think you're necessarily needing to apologize. This is the energy. There's somebody in your vicinity, yeah, that needs to apologize. Yeah, you have the King of Pentacles and then the Two of Cups. So the King of Pentacles, is somebody. It could be, father energy. It could be spouse energy. It could be, if it's a business event, right? It could be your boss. It doesn't have to be, but it's kind of like, okay, it's time for a new day. It's time to allow ourselves to share the love in this situation. Yeah. It's really, I'm going to say, Scorpio, I think you're ready for whatever this is. And the reason is because you're understanding, right? That this is also part of your path. Is that you are the healer in this energy, right? And it's something that you really and truly want. It's kind of like you want Uncle Fred there. Yeah, Uncle Fred has always been your favorite uncle. It's just that Uncle Fred, drinks too much or, whatever. Okay, and it's just kind of like, okay, Uncle Fred, that there's got to be a change here because I really want you there. And then it's your advice is that you have woman holding a coin, happy success, 10 of Cups. This is the Queen of Pentacles and we have the King of Pentacles. This could be even your own business partner or a spouse. This could be. It's kind of like, okay, there's something I want out of this situation, right? And knowing that it's possible. That's the thing. I think the reason that this conversation or having, I think part of you, there's almost like this part of you that's mad that you have to have this conversation or resentful maybe. Okay, that you have to have this conversation because it's kind of like, come on, Uncle Fred. It's kind of like, come on. Can't you read the writing on the wall? Can't you read everybody's face in the room? It's kind of like, can't you figure this out? Like, why do I have to spell it out for you? But I think that it's so important to you. You really and truly have something that you want to come together. That it's kind of like, okay, I have the strength. I have the courage. I'm going to have this conversation. And it could be that you have been waiting for Uncle Fred to call you up and apologize or call whoever up, right? And apologize or whatever it is. Or to say, okay, I'm going to do better, And I know I goofed up at the last party, so I promise I'll do better this time. But Uncle Fred's not that way, right? Uncle Fred is Uncle Fred may realize it, but he's, what Uncle Fred needs? He needs you, Scorpio, to tell him how it is. I think that's part of it. It is part of your path. And it is kind of like this energy where you can start a new chapter where Uncle Fred comes to the family events and partakes very nicely, right? Is a part of the party and adds to it. Because here's the thing. I think you really like Uncle Fred because he is the life of the party. It's just that he's got a little too much life in him, right? Yeah, we all have an Uncle Fred, don't we? We all have an Uncle Fred. And it doesn't have to be an uncle. It can be Aunt Frances, it doesn't matter. Whoever this person is. Yeah, you are determined. You are determined to have, there is some reason inside your heart, right? You have man holding a heart, right? I mean, it's definitely something here. There is this healing. It's kind of like, okay, come on, let's get this done. Because you're just determined. After a long time of waiting for somebody else to take the reins, you're kind of like, no, that's it. I'm on the horse. I'm taking the reins. I'm getting this to work. Powerful, powerful energy here, Scorpio. I will have to say, I only have one more reading to do out of all of the zodiacs. This is like the most, I feel like you have the most confidence and determination in getting what it is that you want for yourself, right? You have the 10 of Cups, right? You have, twice. You have the 10 of Cups twice. And woman holding a coin, okay? You are really and truly, there is something that you want. And I think it's very family oriented, I'll have to say, because we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. It's kind of like, come on. This is ridiculous. I feel like you're kind of like, yeah, Uncle Fred. But I feel like Uncle Fred is somebody that's going to a little bit kind of like have his say in this or whatever, you know, and it could be even, you know, Uncle Fred says, I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. He may not want to take accountability, let me put it that way. But it's kind of like, I feel like you have the words. I think this is you stepping back from the situation, listening to your heart about what it is that you want in this situation. And then I think it is about perhaps even scripting out what it is that you want to say. And coming from that emotional, I do feel like it's, Uncle Fred is the King of Cups, so he wears his heart on his sleeve too. So it's kind of like playing into his emotions of wanting to, I feel like Uncle Fred wants to be invited. There is something about Uncle Fred. Okay. I'd love to hear in the comments who your Uncle Fred is. All right. Scorpio, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I even have a special May reading up. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right. Where am I called to use my voice right now? Yeah. You're being called to use your voice with Uncle Fred. You have a soul script. And you know what? That is so interesting because that is his card. That is your relationship with Uncle Fred, okay, is, you know, we had the yin and yang, and it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be necessarily a romantic partner or a spouse or anything like that. You and Uncle Fred have a soul script. And part of it is that you are on this journey together, right? And I feel like you have something that you are being called to say to Uncle Fred. Yeah, you have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. I'm going to say it's time for you to share it with Uncle Fred, whatever that is. Yeah, beautiful reading. All right, Scorpio. You know what? I just have this energy that whatever this is, you are going to come out on top, and you are going to handle this situation with such grace and love. And that is what I love about it, is that you are determined. You know, I have to say, you are determined to get what it is that you want in this situation to work. But you're doing it with so much grace and love and compassion. And compassion for Uncle Fred, but compassion for the group too. You're a very good kind of mediator in this, whatever that may mean. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you so much, Scorpio, and I really appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.